I can almost see the potential, the way the crumbling walls could be transformed into a post-apocalyptic backdrop. And I feel a surge of excitement at the prospect of bringing this vision to life.
Madre mía, este lugar es... I breathe, my footsteps slowing as I take in the sheer scale of the factory, my gaze tracing the intricate network of pipes and machinery that seem to cling to the building like skeletal fingers. Es como un set de alguna película de terror, I mutter, my hands shoved deep into my pockets as I struggle to reconcile the interest and the blight of this industrial behemoth.
Bloody hell, this place looks like it's been condemned for decades, I say, my boots crunching on gravel, as I size up the monstrosity of a factory. Seems like a relic from the Soviet era, doesn't it? Anyway, I think, running my gaze up the facade, must be structurally sound, or it wouldn't still be standing, would it?
I nod, leading the way towards the entrance. Sí, vámonos. Let's see what kind of secrets this lugar tiene escondidos, I say, pushing open the creaky door, my curiosity piqued as I step inside.
Tengo una mala sensación sobre esto, I murmur, hesitating at the threshold, my hand on the doorframe as I peer warily into the dimly lit interior.
I saunter past Breakso, an air of nonchalance about me. Oh, come now, mate. A bit of graffiti and dust never hurt anyone, I quip, disappearing into the factory's darkness, the shadows swallowing me whole.
Manuel and I already stepped inside before Vicente, so Breakshow is left alone at the doorway.
Mierda, I mutter under my breath, reluctantly stepping inside, my gaze darting around the dim space, adjusting to the darkness after the bright outdoors. ¿Dónde estáis vosotros? I call out softly, my hands fumbling for my phone to turn on the flashlight app.
I shine my phone light ahead, casting eerie shadows on the walls as I scan the area, calling out to reassure Breakso. Aquí estamos, near the stairs. Cuidado, there's debris everywhere, I warn, spotting old machinery parts and discarded tools scattered across the floor.
My footfalls echo off the walls as I lead the way further in, dodging rusty contraptions and sidestepping broken crates. I shine my torch beam into recesses, uncovering relics of industry gone by. Mind the broken glass, I caution, swinging my light towards a particularly nasty shard lodged in the concrete. Looks like we're not the first ones to think this place had potential, eh?
What do you mean? I ask.
I crouch down to examine the remnants of a makeshift campsite, half buried beneath a nearby crate. Scraps of food packaging, crumpled newspapers, and what looks suspiciously like a spent cigarette butt. Somebody's been using this place as a squat, or maybe a hideout, I deduce aloud, rising to my feet, my thoughts slipping into high gear as I scan the vicinity anew.
This doesn't sit well with me, I say, unease creeping into my low, steady tone as I survey the area, my grip on my phone tightening slightly. Maybe we should leave. I don't feel like running into anyone in here.
Yeah, this does feel kinda sketchy, I think, shining my light around the area, checking if we're really alone here. You guys sense anything weird? I ask, my instincts telling me to keep quiet and listen for a sec, though my natural charisma tries to push aside the hesitation.
Hold up, mate, I think, freezing in place, my senses on high alert, as that creaky silence stretches out a tad longer than comfort permits. Am I imagining things, or did the shadows just shift ever so slightly? Shh, I caution the others, cocking my head to one side, attempting to pinpoint what it is that's caught my attention. And then, suddenly, an unsettling scrape echoes through the vacant factory space.
Mierda, I hiss, my heart skipping a beat as that scraping noise sets my nerves on edge, my gaze locked onto the dark recesses beyond the reach of our flashlights. ¿Qué coño fue eso?
I'm yanked backwards, my phone flying out of my hand, the flashlight beam dancing wildly across the walls before dying with a faint crackle. I try to regain my balance, but it's too late, and I feel a jolt of pain as my skull connects with something hard and unforgiving. Everything goes dark for a heartbeat before I'm left dazed, sprawled on the cold concrete floor.
Manuel, I shout, my torch beam slicing through the blackness, trying to pinpoint his position, and then I catch the sound of scuffling, followed by a faint muffled cry that sends a chill down my spine. I stand frozen, my senses on high alert, as I strain to make out what's happening in the darkness.
Hijo de puta. I breathe, my heart racing like mad as I instinctively step backward, my gaze darting around the darkness, trying to pinpoint whatever caused that sudden attack, my mind screaming at me to get out of here, now.
A hand clamps over my mouth, muffling my cry of alarm as I'm dragged deeper into the darkness, the grip like a vice, my feet scrabbling against the floor in a futile bid for traction. I try to bite down, but the hand is gloved, and I'm powerless to stop myself being pulled further into the unknown.
I can hear the scuffle of what sounds like maybe Manuel, so I continue forward, feeling my way around debris, and then suddenly reach out and feel a shoe. I latch onto Manuel's leg and give a quick yank, before I can regret everything. I pull for my life on Manuel's leg, and in that one strong jerk, I feel him slide toward me. I heave with all my might, my adrenaline pumping.
I sink my teeth deeper into the gloved hand, feeling the leather stretch to its limits as I simultaneously throw my weight forward, leveraging the pull on my leg. With a burst of strength, I manage to yank my arm free, using the momentum to drive my elbow backward, connecting with a solid thud. The attacker stumbles, releasing their grip, and I slide forward, gasping for air.
I drag him frantically across the ground.
I stumble, still dazed, my senses reeling, but as I regain some clarity, I realize Lark's got a hold of me, pulling me away from whoever or whatever just jumped me. I push up to my knees, swaying slightly, still trying to process what the hell just happened.
I continue dragging Manuel frantically back, hoping the attacker won't suddenly grab onto one of us again in the darkness. It's time to flee.
I scramble to my feet, still unsteady, and grab Lark's arm, pulling her close as I start to move swiftly but quietly towards the exit, my senses on high alert for any sign of pursuit.
We stumble over debris and leftover machinery in the factory until I feel myself collide with another person in the dark.
Joder, I yelp, my heart leaping into my throat as I flail wildly, my hands grasping at nothing but air, my body jerking backward in a reflexive attempt to escape the unexpected contact.
My hand collides and grips onto something, Breakso's shirt. "It's us," I hiss, rolling my eyes in the dark, yet relieved we found him. And Vicente is visible ahead, highlighting himself with his flashlight even if he cannot see us.
Dios mío, I mutter under my breath, my pulse still racing from the scare as I take a deep, shaky inhale, my grip on Lark's hand tightening involuntarily.
My heart still pounding and adrenaline pumping, I yank them both onward towards the exit, despite the debris waiting to trip us up.
Right behind you lot, I dash forward, flashing my torch beam on our chaotic retreat, trying to illuminate the path without drawing more attention. Vamos, vamos, I urge, as we stumble towards the exit, spooked and rattled, though determined to put as much distance between ourselves and this sinister encounter as possible.
Pinche, hell, this has gotten way too wild, I pant, keeping a firm grip on Lark's arm as we stumble towards the entrance, my senses still reeling from the ambush. I glance over my shoulder, half expecting our mystery attacker to materialize out of the darkness.
Finally, we arrive at the door and burst through, into the blindingly bright daylight once again.
I stumble, my legs like jelly, as the bright sunlight hits me like a slap in the face. My head's throbbing, and I feel like I've been put through a ringer. I cling to Lark's arm, trying to steady myself, my vision blurring at the edges. ¿Qué pasó? I stammer, still disoriented.
Hija de puta, I curse, my hands shaking as I rake them through my hair, trying to process what just went down. I look at Lark, then Manuel, and my gaze freezes on the blood trickling down the side of his head. Tienes sangre en la cara, tío.
I touch my temple, wincing as my fingers come away sticky with blood. I glance at Lark, then Vicente and Breixo, my expression grim. We need to get out of here ya mismo. Find somewhere safe to regroup and figure out what just happened.
Santo cielo, I breathe, running a shaky hand through my hair as I eye the surroundings warily, still processing the chaos.
Nodding, I squint against the sunlight, still feeling a bit woozy, but trying to focus. Vámonos, let's get moving, pronto. We can't stick around here and wait for whoever that was to come back looking for us. I say, taking slow, careful steps alongside Lark, my hand still clinging to hers.
Vale, vámonos, I agree, falling into step beside Vicente, my gaze darting nervously around the perimeter of the factory, half expecting some nutcase to come sprinting after us. I slip my hands into my pockets, fidgeting with the loose change and keys jangling inside. I should have trusted my instincts, pero no.
Blimey, that was bloody intense. Never had a close call like that before, I admit, exhaling a nervous laugh as we quicken our pace, my heart still racing. Someone's got some serious explaining to do about these researched locations, mate.
As we're walking away from that forsaken factory, I lean in closer to Lark, my grip on her hand tightening slightly. Thanks for grabbing onto me back there. Oh, you one, neta. You okay? I murmur softly, scanning our surroundings cautiously, still on edge.
Yeah, and it's okay. You don't owe me, I reassure him. I give his hand a reassuring squeeze, feeling more relief with every foot of distance we put between ourselves and the factory. I'm all right, just shaken. What is important is that we're all okay.
I nod, feeling a mix of gratitude and relief wash over me as Lark reassures me. All right, gracias, Lark. Turning to Vicente, I shoot him a defensive look. Hey, I did research the location, okay? Maybe it wasn't the best choice, but I didn't exactly expect some psycho to jump out of nowhere either.
I turned to Manuel. Should we take you to the hospital or a clinic for your head injury?
No way, Lark. I dismissed the suggestion, still holding onto her hand. Nah, I'm good, chica. Just a little bump on the cabeza. I've had worse in football games, trust me.
What is it with these guys refusing medical attention today? I give Manuel a look. A bump? You're bleeding.
Come on, Lark. Let's just get to brunch, por favor. I could use a decent café con leche and some decent food after that ordeal, I say, attempting to steer her towards the direction of the cafe, feeling a sense of relief wash over me at the prospect of getting out of this crazy morning and into something more normal.
¿Comida? ¿Ya? Este tío está loco. I mutter, raising an eyebrow at Manuel's priorities, still trying to wrap my head around what just went down. You almost get killed and you're thinking about brunch?
Güey, I toss back at Breixo, playfully rolling my eyes. Hey, someone's gotta keep our energy up after that crazy escapade, right? I remark, giving Lark a wink, still keeping hold of her hand as we make our way to brunch. Besides, I'm starving after all that adrenaline rush.